Now we're good. Yep. All right, Kev, talk to me.
All right. So we're going to start with a book, 0 to 1. Pull it up.
Let me see.
It's Peter Thiel.
Okay. He's the Silicon Valley billionaire. Yep.
Yeah, he owned PayPal with Elon Musk.
Musk. Yeah. 0 to what?
This guy
0 to 1.
On another time, we'll talk about Gawker. This guy, there's a whole like conspiracy behind it, where Gawker was this magazine, right? Something happened with Hulk Hogan, and Gawker and Hulk Hogan were embattled into a long, like, legal dispute, right? Hulk Hogan was being funded behind the scenes by Peter Thiel because Gawker, which was like a magazine and video sort of press, they like a TMZ, they released a video. They put out an article that they thought Peter Thiel was gay, and something about something that, along those lines, and he had such a bone to pick with him that he funded Hogan's entire legal case, and ended up crushing the magazine. He got like a big settlement because they released something without his permission. But nobody knew who was paying for this. It just kept going and being dragged on. And this guy behind the scenes, anonymously is doing it. But we'll get into that another time. So anyway, this book, 0 to 1, it's got some good bars in it, good business things. And there's a few quotes seen.
All right. If you look at this,
I listened to this recently. It's like short read, but he gives insight to a lot of Silicon Valley stuff, like battles.
All right, so Kev, check this out. Kev, check this out. I pulled up the top 10 quotes, so let's go over them. All right, this is the top 10 of the article. Look at this. It's on the screen. All right, look at the first one. Brilliant thinking is rare, but courage is even in shorter supply than genius.
Just go through them quick, and then we'll go after.
All right. Yeah, that's number 1. Number 2, monopoly is the condition of every successful business. The most contrarian thing of all is not to oppose the crowd, but to think for yourself. I like that one. That's a good one. It's not to go. Yeah, it's not to go against it, but to think for yourself. Customers won't care about any particular technology.
I had that one down. The contrarian.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, number 3. Yeah, customers won't care about any particular technology unless it solves a particular problem in a superior way. And if you can't monopolize a unique solution for a small market, you'll be stuck with vicious competition. Today's best practices lead to dead ends, and the best paths are new and untried. In a world of scarce resources, globalization without technology is unsustainable. First, only invest in companies that have the potential to return the whole fund. I don't understand what that means. Why? Okay. If your product requires advertising. Okay, so if your product requires.
The next one's good.
Is it? All right. This one? Toil store, opens Anna, all families are like.
The product. If your product requires advertisement, it's not good enough.
Or salespeople sell it, it's not good enough. Technology is primarily about product development, not distribution.
So we'll talk about the contrarian one. I think that's the best one of them. But the most contrarian thing of all is to not oppose the crowd, but to think for yourself. And so easy to go with the crowd always, right? If somebody or a group is trying to push you in one way, so easy to go with it. Most people do, right? Think about, anything, media, big media, but to look at everything and make your own assumption from things, that's way harder, right? Nothing is unbiased. Everyone has their own biases and they're swayed, but to be a true contrarian, and a contrarian investor is somebody that goes against the norm, That's
what contrarian win means. That's what contrarian means, right?
Yeah. Non-traditional. Okay. They're going against, things that are out of favor. So sometimes it's, I'm just saying in life, it's harder to be that. I'm not saying that's the way to be investing. I'm saying in life it's harder to be to not go with the crowd. So that's a good quote. All right, so we're gonna kick it off and talk about that article that we talked about. Why don't you bring it up? The one on Marilyn Manson, because it's good.
Okay, yeah, Marilyn.
All right, and
yeah, I want Manson.
There's a lot of them. I don't know.
Right here.
Yeah, that one. The first one's good. I think that shows the case, but we won't go into the case. But just basically, I'll paraphrase and then you add to it. But this guy was in the news, and he was being sued. He was suing someone for defamation.
Defamation. Yep.
Yeah. What happened was he went to family court, and a letter came up that his ex tried to use. It was a fake FBI letter, so a fake government letter, and that's how it came to his attention. And basically, it was sent out to people, I think girlfriends, and it looked legitimate. So the reason we're bringing it up is to bring awareness that the scammers now send mailers. You got to know what to look for. So we'll talk about that at the end. But anyway, so this went out to girlfriends, and it looked legitimate, had a real name, but it was an impersonation. The only reason it came to light is because his lawyer called the number on it, and it showed that it wasn't a real person, and it was impersonation. And he thinks that it was done by the girlfriend. Who knows? I don't think it's so. It could have been anyone. Could have been a business. Whatever. But at the end of the day, the plot was send out this letter, look legitimate. It said that this person's under investigation and there could be harm to people. And that's a very damaging thing. They went further and played it up and did, either surveillance or spread rumors about him. I briefly went through one of the articles and to add legitimacy to it. So this is a ploy, sophisticated one that most people get this. They're not going to check, right? They're going to look at it. They're going to say, oh, this is legit. They're going to be scared. And then you add all the things on top, and it's a full out, sort of malicious ploy to make someone look bad. So they did that to him, and they even coached up the people that it was sent to. Whoever was, behind it, they coached up these people to sort of turn them against someone. So this is the new cancel culture.
This
has to do with this.
Kev, this is the lethal version of cancel culture. This is like cancel culture to another level. This is like, but Kev, let's pull up let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Yeah, it's vicious. Let's pull it up. I got the document right here. Let's see. Okay. All right. He said, are you seeing it on the screen? All right, got it. Yeah. Let's see. Attachment A. Okay, look at it. This is wow, Kev. Oh my God. Are you seeing this? This is all they sent.
The letter.
You don't even have the letterhead. Yeah, I mean, they might have looked at this. To whom
maybe it wasn't included. Please. Who knows? No,
look. Read it. Please be advised. Okay, so this is the letter. This is the contents of it. To whom it may concern, please be advised that Miss Evan Rachel Wood is a key witness in connection to a criminal investigation in Los Angeles, California, involving an international and well-known public figure. The safety of Miss Wood, her family, other victims, and wow, that's it, are of utmost concern during this during this time. Contact more for information regarding the safety of human. Wow. Yeah,
does it have
this
a number
right here?
Does it have a number?
Yeah, but they redacted it. Yeah, but they redacted it for the court
so
case.
Here's what I'm going to say. The openness of it is what makes it effective, because, and then they have a survey to fill out. So they're making the person feel like they're a victim, sending this, and it has an openness to it. But that is where the effectiveness comes in, because it could be played up, and it makes the person sort of, it scares the person, right? And then the reaction gets played on top of that, right?
Tev, you are breaking up very bad. Okay. Nothing came through.
All right. Well,
right.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to.
You got me now. So,
all right. I'm gonna have to. I have to go back and cut it out. I do it again. Say what you said because it's interesting. Do it again. Everything.
So the openness of this is what makes it, I think, even bigger, because somebody sees this. Let's say one of the ex-girlfriends. I think they sent them to all. So who knows how long ago it was? Maybe it was 5 years, 10 years.
Let's see the claims. Let's see the allegations. Yeah.
The openness makes the person start to think all the what ifs. And then if this is a private investigator or whatever trying to play that up, it can make it believable to the average person. Most people, however, would call that number on the letter, right? Just like his lawyer did. And would have ended it right there.
No. Tev, you're breaking up again a little bit. People.
All right, well, just play with it.
Yeah, Tev, listen. I would say normal people with that kind of letter, because that letter does not say, please contact us. Normal people would keep it, and then that's it. All right? They would not, you know what I mean? It doesn't say, please contact us. It just says, please be advised. It's like it's like informational.
Yeah.
No, most people are not calling that letter. They're not doing it. Yeah. Only lawyers that have an interest will, but most people are not.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. That makes sense.
They want to forget about it. Yeah.
It's enough to raise doubt. Most people aren't going to look further because it scares them. That's enough. And then they play up after that. They're showing further doubt. It's a very damaging letter, and hopefully he finds out, who was behind it. He thinks it was the girl because she used it. I don't think so, because why would she use it?
Yeah, well, Kev, the case got dismissed. I mean, they're trying to appeal it, but it's, the court doesn't want it. But anyway, look what it says, Kev.
Here's why. Because he thinks she did it, and he's coming after her saying, who knows? Clearly, something got out there, floated to people in terms of the effectiveness or the damagingness that it had on the people that got it. That's it's undisputable. I mean, it's damaging. It's this is not unique. I'm sure this is done elsewhere, in other situations. So, but to know when you get a letter from a government or alleging to be a government, to know what to look for, an ordinary person, is helpful. And that's why we bring it up, because if I got something like this, and I would call the number,
Yeah, but
any type of letter, Social Security, anything. You should always look online.
Kev, here's the problem, Kev. This never had. They didn't even bother to put a letterhead. Look how rudimentary this letter is. They handwritten the names. Come on, man. I mean, written,
very damaging. How it was written was to be damaging. This is a brutal attack on. And you really could destroy relationships with it,
But someone like me, I would know it's a fake because it doesn't have a letterhead. So, but a normal person would not.
I mean, yeah. But I think what's most effective is, this is one thing, but then whatever came after, they include a little survey. Let's say they followed somebody, spread another rumor about them. I mean, it's. People's mind go to places when there's, when it's being, things are being fed that doesn't understand, right? Gives them anxiety. They don't know the answer, and it could go to all different places. So, it's just a bad thing, I think. And how is he supposed to know unless it got back to him in court, right? People, reach out if they're saying, "Hey, this, and this." I'm going to reach out to him.
This is something else, man. They wrote, they're pretty, this letter, Kev, it's pretty much saying that, what it's saying, Kev? It's pretty much saying, hey, look, be aware that Marilyn Manson is involved in human and sex trafficking. That's pretty much what it's saying. Yeah, I mean,
it's saying that's I think the new thing that, racism, sex trafficking. This is the thing that really, the cancel culture. If that's thrown at you, that's like a no-no, you can really damage somebody.
Right.
So that's
today's racism.
Punch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Human and sex trafficking is today's it's like today's communism. Remember, like in the 40s, right? Communism, like if you were a communist, right? This is what this is now.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And look, it's one thing, we're not downplaying what that is. That's serious. But this was just somebody sending a letter out to his exes to make it look like he was in an official investigation, which he was not. And
regarding human trafficking.
Regarding
human and sex trafficking.
Yeah, that these people may be, in threat. And that's going to, how many people it's sent to, that's going to damage that relationship. That person's going to be scared, and it's just very damaging. So that's a brutal ploy. And we've seen, there's different ones that people do to try to bring somebody down. Or I think, my standpoint, this was well thought out and played.
There's a conspiracy.
Yeah,
there's a conspiracy.
Just saying. Someone with something to gain would do that, but. Anyway, we're bringing it up because to make people aware and to let them know too. Not only this, but holiday season comes up, you get more of these government sort of letters that get sent out there. These scams. Number one thing is they'll never contact you online, never ask for money, they never email you, and if you get a letter. The first thing you do is you check an official site online for a number. If you want to call, let's say Social Security, for instance, different than this. You check that your online official site, not off the letter. You call, make sure it's right, and and go from there. But don't just rush into these things, because now FTC sent out a letter recently, a press release that said they're now sending these letters out to businesses and people and individuals, meaning the scammers are now sending letters. It used to just be online spam. They're now going an extra step. So, where this is a little bit more targeted, different, but the same sort of, you want to look at things with the same sort of question. There you go.
No, Kev, look at this. Look, exactly what you said. Look at this. FTC warns of scammers pretending to be agency staff. They're using real names of real FTC employees to steal money. Wow, this is another level. This is another level.
So you would think it's legit. It's in the mail. You open it up, and all of a sudden, it's a scam, and you're calling a number. You're giving someone personal information that you should not be given. So you got to have your guard up at all times. And they do this around the holidays when people are busy, and so I think a lot of times the horrible thing about these things is they play on people's ability to be good, people, to think, like you're supposed to, like a good human. They play on that vulnerability, right? And that's the evil thing about it is they try to take advantage of people in certain spots or older people, and it's just wrong. And these things got to be told so you know what to look for. So that's why they send out these press releases and these updates. It's just, hey, the holiday time's when it's biggest. You get something, be hesitant. Think from a first principle standpoint, right? Or start with this. Is this fake? So,
but Kev, going back to this real quick, right? Look what I think this is the most damaging. This sentence right here is probably what really triggered somebody. Contact for more information regarding the safety of victims, human and sex trafficking crimes. Pretty much, it's saying, hey, it's making a woman paranoid. It's saying, hey, look. Correct. This letter is regarding this well-known figure, and this involves human and sex trafficking. And you could be a victim.
Correct.
You could be a victim.
You could,
that's
what
it's
saying. Yeah. And who knows if this was the exact one or not? Or I'm sure there's.
Kev, look, yes. This is the actual lawsuit. They attach it. A lawyer cannot lie.
Okay.
You cannot lie to the court like that, bro.
Okay.
It's real.
Yeah. So if I
It's
recall
attachment.
what you said, they said harm to you or your family. So they're putting the fear in you as a person. You're reading this, you're caught off guard, and you're immediately going to step back, right?
Immediately.
So
Immediately.
You're gonna
Immediately.
lock it down. That's it. You're not going to communicate, and then they're further playing this up. That's the bad part. So hold on. You isolated yourself from whoever this person was, if you had a relationship, and now they're actually, whether it's like whoever private investigator or something is playing it up, or random folks, who knows who behind it, but they're now playing it up to add legitimacy to it. So I actually feel bad for the people involved, the victims, and I feel bad for him.
I feel bad for him. Right, Kev. I feel bad for him. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, this is some real nasty shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what I feel bad. You know what I mean? Look at this. The safety of victims of human and sex trafficking. Who the fuck? Like, well, you know what I mean? When you read a letter like this, you'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck was I involved with?" You know?
Yeah.
You're gonna go nuts.
Yeah. But usually this is usually a power play, something to gain from it. Unless he had a really ugly relationship, I don't know. I think this is a power play, like you said. Sophisticated. This is thinking behind it. There's a lot of moving parts, and it takes some resources to do it, to pull it through, because you're raising doubt, and then you're trying to continue to sow doubt. It's an underhanded, dirty move. And I think it depends on who's getting it, right? But most people will be taken back. So
it's amazing.
Yeah, and we look at things like this to bring awareness, like,
I know
it's out there.
This is going on. This is going on.
That's the new thing. It's what people don't understand with cancel culture, I guess you could call it that, right? Yeah. There is always somebody behind it. Somebody's driving it. It's not a crowd. The internet might get involved, the memes, whatever. It's not a crowd.
Yeah.
Somebody's paying for that. Somebody's funding it. It's never, they call it cancel culture, but it's somebody going after somebody else, right? I think, we talked about, he's probably the one that got it probably the worst.
But he was the beginning. He was the beginning.
Yeah.
He was.
So anyway, let's go on. We talked about the letters. Next? We'll talk about the new rule, and we'll just touch on this quick, and then we'll talk about something that you brought up previously.
Yeah,
I want numerology. We'll talk about that next. But before that, a new rule. Consumer watchdog finalizes open banking rules aimed at driving competition. Basically, if I log into my bank, I can see my other, the sharing of information. So if I have a crypto portfolio, if I have a wealth portfolio, if I have a checking account, that it's easier to move if I wanted to. It's easier to share, right?
What's the name? What's the name of the law?
The new rule, Consumer Watchdog finalizes open banking. Now, here's the thing with this, right? And if you can find it, you bring it up. But the thing is it also, J.P. Morgan spokesperson said that it's open bank. It isn't open banking. It's open season for more frauds and scams. Meaning, you're making yourself more vulnerable by sharing everything instead of having it segregated, right? Sometimes it's actually a good thing, for different apps, that is. If every app was connected, you have to have it separate. But it's to have, things shared across different platforms. And it's always been brought up, never happened. I think they pushed for it. I think Biden pushed for it or something. But just make it easier if you wanted to move things or to share. Anyway, so let's talk
Like
about
what?
let's talk
What?
about
Like, just give
numerology.
me. Hold on, Kev. Like what? Like just like information? That's it.
Yeah,
Like, you know
like
what I
if
mean?
I
If I
wanted
like my
to,
credit.
listen, if I had a brokerage account, if I wanted to load
Yeah.
my stocks into my brokerage account somewhere else or my crypto account somewhere else, I could load my positions at one place, even though it's not there. And you said, so just sharing across, under one main portal for different things, right?
Right.
But again,
Right, bro.
there's pros, which is it's more convenient, but then there's negatives to it, which is it also makes it easier where everything's in one spot. Sometimes it's good to have it, a little bit in different, apps. Anyway, so for in case of bad actor or somebody. So let's go on. So we're moving quick. Numerology. You brought it up. You asked about it. What did you say? What was your question?
My question was, numerology is, I mean, pretty much, J.D. Rockefeller said, billionaires believe in numerology, right?
All
Not
right.
millionaires.
All right. So that's what you said. All
that
right,
was a quote. Yeah.
Okay. That was probably a clip or
Yeah, right
something
here.
online.
That was it's J.P. Morgan. Millionaires don't use astrology, but billionaires do. J.P. Morgan.
Okay.
So,
that's not numerology, astrology, you'd say, right?
yeah, but astrology involves numerology. You know what I mean? It's
right,
like the basis of it.
Okay, you could maybe, but let's keep it straight on numerology for now. I guess you're right. They're all these spiritual sort of things, right?
Yeah, it's just a mechanism. Yeah, but astrology is based
might
on
have
numerology.
more behind it. Okay.
No, astrology is based on numerology. It is. It's based on the numbers. That's all.
All right.
So numerology, astrology. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's based on things that are supposed to meant to be in certain places. But let me push back on. I think rich billionaires want others to believe in numerology because what it really does is it makes people easier to influence. When you believe in certain things, like give me a number. What's a number in 444? What is Jay-Z's album, right? 444. That's supposed to mean something good's coming, right? Openness, right? So if you see that out somewhere and you say, oh, wow, something good's coming, okay? You might have that feeling. You might maybe last a short while, but then you are easier to influence and manipulate. You're easier to move. Another one is signs, right? People see spiritual signs. They see like freaking birds, right? Two birds are supposed to mean this, or all these things people will pick apart and overanalyze. And then it gives them a feeling. Everything's attached to a feeling, right? It makes you easier to manipulate is what I'm saying. So I don't know the science backing numerology, but different things have meanings is basically it, right?
Yeah. But it's Kev. It's numerology goes back to the time immemorial. You know what I mean? That's where they get it from. It's written in like when there was first humans. So you're right. I agree. What you're saying makes sense. I would get you. Yeah, I would be able to influence you by making you believe in something. True. But you got numbers going to
here's another one.
Chinese numerology.
Yeah. There's different kinds, but what I'm saying is how it's applied to the general population today. It's used in a bad way to influence people.
It's used in a bad. Yeah, well, Kev, everything is used in a bad way today. So yeah, I agree.
Correct. So bringing awareness to it is good. That's what we're doing, talking about it. But I think it is used, and the same for same for any spiritual sort of girls are into that, right? Spiritual guidance. You look at things. I think
a grift, Kev.
And you brought up astrology. You brought up astrology. This month means that or this. Some of that too is a little bit. You're.
I do. I agree.
You're easier to move, and the rich like that because they have the resources to move you, right?
Because you're predictable. Because you're predictable, right? That's why, right?
It's because you're predictable, and you could be moved. Meaning, if you see, they could, for instance, I could be walking down the street, and if 414 wanted to show up, it could. Somebody who wanted to make me whatever, these, you could be moved, is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but it opens up the mind to be more vulnerable, is what I'm saying, right? That's all.
I agree. I agree.
And when you talk about like cults, they're the most manipulative, right? So what wellness, yoga, these are all like sort of wellness things that, believe it or not, some of them are like cults where they're trying to.
They are, Kev. They're all cults. They get in your head,
and it's based on spiritual. Yeah, it's based on spiritual, and they change the way you think slowly over time.
They manipulate you. I mean, that's what it is. They manipulate.
Correct.
You. Yeah.
Correct. But they play on people being naive,
right?
Or being vulnerable. And it's not. It's the same thing with that letter. It's sort of, it's you're playing on the people's need to feel like normal, right? They're not thinking, these dark things, but it's out there, right? And what is Robert Greene says, you just got to be aware.
That's it, Kev. Like what you said,
you don't want to be a cynic. You want to be
no.
Just
No, and Kev, look at the screen. It's good you're bringing awareness to spiritual. It's called spiritual manipulation. That's good. We're bringing awareness. People should know this. Pretty much.
That's I think it's big with I think that's how people move. It's bigger with, I think, females, because it's attached to like yoga and these things.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see these different things, what it does is it opens up your mind to whatever that thing is. And things are open for interpretation. So maybe it's a new friendship, maybe it's a new, whatever, new change in life path. You're opening yourself up by seeing that, and it could be played up, is what I'm saying, and that's how people, the billionaires are able to move people. I wouldn't say billionaires, but just how, people get moved overall, is emotions up and down, and just makes it easier when you're if I'm calling somebody for business, okay, and I don't want to make this about the spiritual, but if I'm calling somebody for business, okay, and just out of the blue I'm reaching out to them, they might not be as receptive, right? But if if I'm calling him and I catch him on his favorite day, he's at a ball game, and I know that today he knows he's gonna win. He knows he's gonna make a lot of money because there was some spiritual sign on TV. That's a different conversation then. So my point is it opens people up to that's all. Anyway, so Hugh Hefner's son, he's trying to buy Playboy for $100 million.
I didn't even know he had a son. Does it
still have value? Does it still have any value?
I don't think so at all. But I didn't even know Kev had a son. But that's crazy.
He's in his 30s.
He's out. Kev, he's our age. Crazy. I didn't even know. Yeah. All right.
Go up.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Yeah, he's better looking than his father.
Yeah, right. But
his father, I mean, maybe he looked like that when he was younger. But anyway, so I think it depends. I don't know what their revenue is off my head, but
let's see.
It depends where you would move this. My point is, it doesn't have the same prestige as it once had.
No, Kev, it's over. Kev, I don't see.
Yeah, Playmate of the Month was like a big thing. Now I don't even know if they have that.
Kev, it says 0.12 billion. What does that mean? 0.12 billion.
So it's measuring it to a million. So 120 million in revenue a year.
That's what it means. Okay.
I think it's got to be that. I can't go by that. We got to find a better source because what is it? It says so.
It says 220.
Yeah, I don't think these numbers are accurate. If he's trying to buy it for 100 million, I mean, does he own any already?
Right. Hold on, right. Okay, so look, right on the Playboy Group's site, right? They're publishing this. Okay, so you're looking at full 2023. Oh shit, Kev, you're looking at quarter four is 39 million for 2023.
Okay, so
they made
let's just
39
round it
million
up.
revenue.
Let's just round it to he did 100 million a year. Right?
Yep. Oh, right here. Yep. Look, we got the balance. I mean, the income statement right here. Okay, good.
So let's just say he did 100 million a year. He's buying it for wants to buy it for 100 million. So that's a pretty cheap price. That tells me that they might have, it's 1 times revenue. But I don't know what they're expected to do next year. It's 1 times, last year's revenue, but I don't know what they're expected to do next year. But there's more to it. You got to look at the full picture. They might have, something, that maybe isn't right. Meaning they might be losing a license. They might be losing a big advertisement. There might be something coming in front of them that it's not showing because that seems like not that expensive. But also he might already own, so we don't know the full story. We're just talking about, does this company have the same value, right? And I think if they are getting into maybe NFTs, Web 3.0, something like that, maybe I could see value in the future if that, starts to get popular again. Until they change like the tax code and on NFTs and get, I don't think it's as favorable right now, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Kev, honestly,
I think that was the Wild West. They added rules, so it slowed it up. I think they need more regulation, and we'll see. But I think the allure of it, too much crap was out there. Some of them have utility. If you have something that I could use and go to a game and swipe it, that's utility. That's an NFT that has value. Or if it's a game, that's value. But there was just too much. Every duck, rabbit, whatever, they were putting out there. So we'll see. I agree. But is this company worth anything? Who knows?
Yeah. Tell me.
We'll see.
Tell me. So hold on, Kev. So you brought up something very interesting. Educate me on this. You said 1 times revenue, right? So what is the measure to buy a company? Do you buy the company based on like the times of the revenue, like 3 times?
You got to look at what they're projected for next year. We don't know. We're just going off the thing. What their projections are for next year. You're going to go off that, and you're going to, depending on the company, everything's different, right? If you're a technology company, you're more expensive because you're going to be valued more in the future, right? Mm-hmm. Also, if you're a magazine, I mean, your revenues aren't as big, you're going to be cheaper, right? But we just don't have the full picture, so I don't want to break down, the balance sheet of the company. But I think for the most part, it depends what he wants to do with it, right? Everything's going online, so why would you want a magazine?
I know, that's what I know.
So I don't know.
Cooper. Yeah, his name is Cooper Hefner. Hefner, looking up it. So Kev, is that a good price? 100 million for revenue, 1 times revenue, or do most people make like 2 times revenue to buy a company? How does that work? Like, is that a good? If they sell
we don't know what they're expected to do next year, but let's say they're expected to do 150, right?
Oh no, let's say they're expected to do what they're doing now. Let's just
so right now, no, let's say they're going to grow a little, but you said 39, so let's just say it was 150, okay? To make it easy.
Okay.
So he's buying at 1.5 times next year's revenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for a magazine company, that's probably a fair price, maybe a little bit cheap. It depends on what the business is. And, a normal company is not going to be 1.5 times, because you got to figure you're buying a business. You're not going to get the cost of that back in the first year, right? So if I buy a business for $100 million and it makes $100 million a year after that, everyone would do that. You got to wait some time for to recoup that investment. So, and depending on the business, that's going to change, right? Every sector is going to have different comps. You look at other companies in the space, what they're valued at, and go off that. It really depends. What makes it attractive is what their future plans are. If you're just going to be a magazine, I don't see much. If you're looking to get into, new areas, it might be. With everyone getting thrown under the bus now for, the sexual harassment or whatever.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if it's, the right time to have playmates, but who knows?
And you heard about Playboy's lawsuits? You heard about Playboy's lawsuits? There's a lot of them about women, ex-model, you know what I mean? A whole bunch of stuff, you know what I mean?
Well,
women,
listen, that would not survive today. He was in the 80s.
Right.
He lived in a mansion. It went under the radar. It wasn't talked about today with social media, everything on. It would not fly. So that's why this kid in his 30s wants to come and do it. He just might want to hang out with chicks.
But he's married, apparently.
Take that $100 million and put it somewhere else. I'm sure he has a good trust fund.
Kev, look at the screen. Look at the screen. He's married with kids, like the guy that's buying it. So it's so interesting. Look at this. He's married with children.
But so did
look at the guy. Look.
No, so did Hugh. You had kids. He still had 7 wives.
I know. And I know, but Kev, look at this. Look at this picture. Like, it's crazy.
That's generally seen in different cultures, right? Muslim, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple wives.
Yeah, I know.
In the U.S., it's unheard of.
Yeah, no, I know. It's illegal in U.S. It's called bigamy.
Yeah.
It's legal. It's illegal.
It's church won't allow you to do it.
But it's illegal.
Let's see what else we got. All right, so you wanted to talk about AI.
Yeah, so let me bring it up right now. Hold on. Let me
before you say that, NVIDIA, right? They said recently
what about it?
They want companies to think about AI now, like how they can make something better. Start your company and think about AI. How it can make something better.
Okay,
but go ahead. What were you gonna say?
So Kev, check this out. This I found today, right now. So ChatGPT is not the only AI, right? Anthropic, which is Claude. I also use Claude too. I think Claude is amazing too. And the paid version right now, Kev, you're limited, right? Right now they're stepping up the implementation. Now you got to pay to get the best ones, which is worth it. So check this out. This company called Claude, right, which is Anthropic, that's the parent company. They designed. Check this out, Kev. They designed something called intelligent agents, where pretty much these agents can use the computer just like a human would. So now, if I'm going to them and I'm like, yo, man, I need you to make me a report using Word, presentation, you know what I mean? Different windows on a laptop, it can do that. This is Steph. There's no need for the human. I mean, like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? This is what they came out. They announced today that it's a big milestone. It's called intelligence agents. That is going to do everything, pretty much. You know what I mean? Everything. You know what I mean? Like right now, Kev, for us to use AI, we have to ask it, right? We have to give it information for us to take it, right? Now, I can go to AI and say, hey, look, I want you to, I have, Microsoft PowerPoint, Word, blah, blah, blah. I need you to make this stuff for me. Done. Look at this. It allows tech, Kev, look at Anthropic's new computer use capability, right? Allows tech to interpret what's on a computer screen, select buttons, enter text, navigate websites, and execute tasks through any software and real-time internet browsing. So, man, make me a coin. Make me a blockchain. Done. Yo, dude, Kev, this is amazing, dude. It's on beta right now. You know what I mean? But it's an okay. They call Kev.
Hold on. I thought
AI
you said
agent.
Amazon. I thought you said Amazon.
No, it's called Anthropic. Yeah, no, it's an A. Look at this. They have AI agent. That's what they call it. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So look, there's a bunch of companies doing it. This is one that's offering.
Oh no, Kev. Amazon backed it. Amazon backs this company, this startup.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Amazon. That's all. Amazon backed it, and Google backs ChatGPT. Yeah.
You have a race right now in AI. All these companies throw money at these newer companies. They don't want to miss out, and they all have different niches. The big thing is, I'm going to push back on everything you're saying, right?
Okay.
Just to play the other side. So you have a company that's saying, hey, we could be an agent, okay? Then you have the other side of that saying, well, these agents are limited. They can't really talk to people. They could answer certain things, but why is that new? When we went back in the day, when we were online, you had agents, right? When you're on AOL, you had the chat bot. This is a new refined version of that, but certain things, aren't going to be able to be ready for this yet, right?
I mean,
here's what I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. These big companies like Amazon, they're afraid of peer-to-peer. They're afraid of me going to the deodorant company and buying it from them directly.
Yeah, right.
So they're trying to make it as seamless as possible, right? Because customer service is horrible, okay? In general, a lot of times you call, if you're on the phone for customer service for long in a certain period, something's wrong, all right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be, on the phone for too long. So they're trying to make it peer-to-peer and seamless. So they're adding different things, and this is one of them. And you have a race in AI. It's Meta, it's Google, it's Amazon, that are the real big guys in it, right? NVIDIA, and then you have these other companies that could service and are niche like that could service it. You have it in cyber. This seems to be, you said it was like intelligence based, and they're adding a little niche to it, right?
I mean, this is beyond, Kev. I mean, you're talking about
with them.
Yeah, no, but you're talking like I never thought this would happen so fast. But it's you never had a chatbot that can actually create something of value, on its own.
Correct. But it's not going to take over people's jobs just yet. It's going to be slow adoption.
I don't think so.
It's going to take time. Meaning, hold on. If I'm in, name an industry, it's going to take over the industries like warehousing, trucking, things that those ones will happen sooner. In terms of the relationship businesses, which are majority, it's not going to affect for a long time. It will make things easier. But for instance, in wealth management, right? Mm-hmm. In the hedge fund space, people want a conciliere approach. They want to speak to people. It's emotion.
They want liability. They want accountability.
You can't have. Well, they want guidance. You can't have a conversation with a bot because it's not going to speak back to you with emotion. That's one thing you cannot add. Am I right?
Yeah, but Kev, you're missing the point. I mean, but I don't think that'll care if that bot can get you the return you want. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? It's money. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Well, that's nothing new. That's nothing new. I mean, you've had algorithms around for a long time. I don't think it's going to change, the markets. But certain areas, it's going to make better. It's the future, and NVIDIA is a leader. Companies should start, like they said, thinking about how it can make their business better. But people always rush to everything sweeping. This is a technological revolution, but it's going to happen slowly. Adapted. What about humanoid robots? We spoke about that. Are you going to go buy one for $30,000 tomorrow? Probably not.
No, but probably in 2 years, I might, if I had older parents. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be that long, bro. It'll be in our lifetime. for sure. You know, I mean, we will have the impact of it. I mean, it's just that, you know, look at this, man. You got AI. I never even knew this was possible. AI agents.
Yeah, but you got it also in companies like Tesla. Every company, by the way, is involved in AI. Disney, Tesla, you name one company, there is. Name any company, and they're involved. There's different niches and different companies. I'm not downgrading anything you said. I'm just saying this is happening, but it's been happening, and its adoption, is still going to be slow in some areas. But the intelligence, space, that's what you're saying with this, again, human to human ones, I think are going to be slow to change. It will make it better. The whole thing with technology is you want to make things better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no doubt that will happen. But, we'll see. I think, blockchain is not being talked about as much. I think there's a time where AI, which is information, and is centralizing, right? So AI makes the big guys bigger. That's why there's going to be,
right.
the big four.
Exactly.
That's why they're investing in everything.
Exactly. You said
blockchain
you broke it down.
Blockchain is democratizing. So it's the opposite, where it allows the little guys or others to get involved. It's a security layer. So I think there's going to be a time where AI meets blockchain. They work together.
Possibly.
Maybe in the metaverse. Nobody's talking about that, the metaverse anymore. But, things are happening in gaming, right? AI.
Mm.
I wish I was alive today. Not alive, but I wish I was playing video games today.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely,
With those goggles and, I mean, it's like you're in the game, I'm sure.
It's, yeah, it's next level. It goes from like, Nintendo 64, PS2, you know what I mean? My God, you can't even compare.
Yeah, I remember like Wayne Gretzky hockey or GoldenEye, right?
GoldenEye, remember? Yeah. 97, 98, right.
Yeah, and that was phenomenal.
Now you got today, right. You got Call of Duty, you got, oh my God, Kevin.
Or like back, I wasn't a big like computer, into computer gaming, but you would have games when you would move around the corner, it would freeze.
Yep.
So it's just so advanced. So anything else you want to? All right. So last thing I'll say, the election, right?
Yep.
The two big scares.
Okay.
Is the two big scares right now the media is using. If Trump wins, inflation's gonna come back, they're saying. All right. I'm gonna push back on both of these big scares. And they're saying inflation's gonna come back because he's gonna shut the borders, and they're making a tie between immigration and tariffs. So they're saying immigration and inflation are linked because he wants to shut the borders, because he wants to issue tariffs and cut taxes. It's going to lead to higher inflation. And that's just not correlated. You have, economists talked on it. They said there's not enough evidence. It's not related. You might add 1%, but that's way different than the 10% that we've seen these last few years. So it's just the media running that up. And then on the other side, they're saying if Harris wins, you're going to have unrealized capital gains tax applied, or capital gains tax can go way up. And again, it's just a media scare. Very unlikely, because they would need a sweep. All right. That's probably a less than 5% chance. And even if it happened, they would still not get the votes needed, because you need 51, right? Certain states like Arizona, not going to go for it. So it's just not the case. You might see a little increase in capital gains, like from 37 to 39.5. And the corporate, income tax, I think it was 35, went down to 21. Maybe it goes back to 28, worst case. But again, these are minimal, and they're just playing up both of these things. So those are the two big scares that I've seen. But Trump's been picking up a little bit recently. And let me say one thing, and you could add the next big catalyst for crypto is the election. Okay. If Trump gets in, I think both of them, you're going to see it rally, just because generally after the election, you got more certainty now for the future. But especially if Trump gets in, you're going to see added regulation, and you're going to see a new SEC chairman. And that's very good for Ethereum, especially because they're going to put certain rules in place for staking and things like that, and also just crypto in general. So something to look out for. He's supportive of energy and the miners, Bitcoin miners too. So we'll see.
Well, Kev, look, man. I mean, remember I was nervous. Kamala Harris. Yeah, man. Her honeymoon is over. Okay, to me, she's a hologram. She doesn't have any personality. Trump is out there in McDonald's, talking to regular people. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we all know Trump's the favorite. Look at the betting odds, Kev. I think they tell everything. Look where we are now. Donald Trump. Look at this. Are you seeing the screen? Look at that. Implied win probability 65.
Yeah.
That's the odds right now.
Go to Poly. I think it's Poly Market. Okay, it's a good source for live odds.
Yep.
And it's going to tell you presidential election. Trump is now 63% win. Kamala 38%. Keep in mind all these polls. He does better on election day. So even though he's up, but even if he wasn't, you got to put a 3-point spread because he does better on election day. I would apply. So let's just say this: if he's down 3 points going in, overnight, it's pretty much even because more turnout on election day for him. He also does better in the electoral vote, than the popular vote. The polls are all popular votes, but he's doing well recently. And what he got 2 weeks? Hold on, he's going on Joe Rogan's podcast. You see that?
Right, I forgot. That is huge, Kev. That is huge. Do you understand that's going to make or break his election?
He's been going on a lot.
That's going to break or going on. I know, but Joe Rogan's the vanguard, though.
Huge.
You know what I mean? So, right.
He is.
So it's like, all he has to do is look good.
He's so big, Rogan, that he's going to have to invite Harris as well to look fair. He's going to. Apparently, Harris
campaign, sources are saying they don't want her to go on because they know she's gonna fucking. You know what I mean? Like, no, not hard, bro. Softball questions she can't answer. Kev, what are you talking about? Do you see? Like, she can't. She can't even spin it. She can't even spin the bullshit.
Yeah. The good thing, and Trump's very good at that. The good thing about
they're very good.
Rogan is it's a long form, so you get to understand the person.
It's 3 hours.
You can't 3 hours. You can't really sort of be political. You're gonna get to know the person, so maybe it's not in her favor. They think. I don't know. But
that's what I read a report. That's what sources are saying. They're saying that
he's
after
gotta have the biggest podcast, right? By numbers right now?
Yeah, he's the biggest. Joe Rogan. Yeah. Yes. The biggest.
I don't think anything's close.
No. He took down CNN during COVID. You remember the fucking vaccination and the ivermectin, remember? He took CNN down. You know what I mean? He put him in his place. He's big, dude. Mm-hmm. He's huge. This is I'm telling you, all Trump has to do is make it there and just be likable. That's it. Be Trump, right? Just be cool, right? Crack a joke. You know what I mean? That's all, crack a little jokes. Apparently, Harris's camp is saying that she can't. Yo, dude, did you see her in the Fox interview a couple of days ago? Dude, she's horrible. She has nothing of substance. Like, you know what I mean? She's a hologram. Like who is she? Like, that's why her camp is, sources are, saying that her camp is actually on the fence. They don't want her to do it because they feel that that's going to be the final nail in the coffin for her. Makes sense. Makes sense.
So,
makes sense, Kev. Yeah, so we're at 62-37. Yeah, 62-37. Yeah.
What about what
see.
else does it have? Let's see what else it's got. Look at the House and the Senate.
Okay, let's see. Swing states where the House and Senate, like search markets, politics.
Go to odds, or you just it might not have it.
Doesn't have Senate, like specifically. No. Just no, it has. Okay, it has election forecast, but it doesn't have. No, I don't think there is one, Kev. I don't think so.
Okay.
No. Yeah, it does.
So
it might have. Yeah. Oh, Senate races. Yeah, I look. Yeah.
What does it got?
Just got these. Just got these people on them.
So it looks like the House is a coin flip. It looks like the Senate.
Yeah.
90% chance Republicans win.
Yep. Yeah, the Senate. Yep, Kev. The Senate looks like you're like you said. The Senate looks like it's going to be Republicans, and the House is 50%. Yep,
a coin flip.
50-50.
Yeah, it's anyway.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
we could very well be, in a split between the two, right? Parties.
Kev, look at this. Will Kamala go on Joe Rogan before election? 38% chance.
38% yes.
Yes, that she'll go on. Will Trump go? Will Trump win? Yeah, I mean that's what it said. Well, Trump's already going on. So
she went on. She went on like a few big podcasts.
Fox.
She went on like another one. Call Her Daddy.
Yeah. Nobody listens to Call Her Daddy, Kev. Like it's only a select group. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Nobody. But who the hell listens to that?
She's trying to cater to females, obviously.
Yeah, Kev, that's not going to work, bro. Kev. Listen, Trump was also on PDB. Remember? He was on.
Yeah. He went on full send recently.
Kevin, Trump. You got to understand, man. The fact that Trump is willing to show up. Yeah, right. And that's, you know what I mean? In the last 2 weeks, he's going to leverage that. If Trump's willing to show up, he's no pussy. He's not, you know what I mean? He's not, he'll show up. He will. You got to have us here hiding and ducking. You know what I mean? It's not going to work, man. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
That's what you're losing.
I think they're definitely way more calculated in their approach.
Yeah.
And they've been in the past, whereas is Trump's more willing to just wing it.
Show up.
And be flexible,
Right.
Go with it.
And remember the first debate, right? It came out that moderators, it was rigged for Kamala, So he's like, I'm not going to go on this again. Why should I go on another network, cable news network debate? He's like, I'm going to go here. And this is, like you said, remember we said a couple of months ago, smart move. Very smart move for Trump. Very smart. He's going to change, this is what it's going to be now going forward. You know what I mean? This is how you're going to reach people now.
Look, we said it when they made the switch. That was equivalent of pulling your goalie in hockey. It was a half court shot that they pulled, and they got some momentum from it. They got some momentum, and just lately, Trump's been picking up. So we'll see.
This is going to change the future, Kev. For going forward, the next 2028 presidential election, the candidate's going to have to go on podcasts. Watch. That's it. They're going to have to go on podcasts. Watch. That's going to be their marketing strategy, actually.
Of course.
From the beginning.
It's already happening.
Yeah, right. From the beginning. They're just going to go on every podcast out there, touch every audience out there.
No, they're going to have their own, too.
They're going to have their own, right.
They're going to have their own. And also, listen, social media is a big outlet. Twitter, right? That's why Elon Musk is a very big endorsement, because he's got a platform, with a huge following. So, it's how you get the most engagement and connection, and it's about eyeballs, the popularity contest. That's why in the future I wouldn't be surprised if you get a big celebrity is running and get some traction.
Yep.
I don't know which one that would you be shocked if a Kardashian ran for president?
No. I mean,
some
maybe
point in the future.
president. Maybe like a Senate seat. But a president, I don't. I mean, maybe it could happen.
In the
It could happen.
future, in the future, maybe
Why
next
not?
20 years. I'm just
Why
saying.
not? Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
These people have huge followings. Think about Instagram think about it as a huge store, right? If someone has 20 million followers and they post, like I think some of them post like their clothes, right? They sell their clothes through it. It's basically a store with a ton of eyeballs. These people have their own machines, and politics is the ultimate sort of competition, right?
I'm telling you, they're gonna, this is gonna be finally, Trump got it in his head, to go on these podcasts, and he telling you that's the best move you've ever made. You should have done it from the beginning. You just said fuck fake news. That's all it took. I'm telling you, bro. Kamala can't handle it, bro. That's what she has to go to, like. Right, sponsored by Zen. Yeah, Kamala can't handle it, bro.
I heard Tucker Carlson doesn't like Zen anymore. Is that true?
I don't know. Is that true?
I think he's making his.
Why? Yeah, no, Carlson and Zen. No, he's taking. He's taking aim at Zen. Yeah, he wants to do his own thing. Yeah, apparently.
Do his own thing.
Yeah.
It was. I think that there was some blocking, like lobbying.
Yeah. Well, Kev, look, the podcast idea is amazing. He finally did it, and look, Kamala, she can't handle it. She can't handle Joe Rogan. She'll get ripped apart, Kev. She'll get ripped apart. She doesn't have that, but that's what it is. All right.
Listen. Hold on. Last thing.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan. He's got such a big podcast, right?
Yeah, huge.
Guess who put him on? Dana White, right? It's a friend of Trump's.
Yeah.
Dana White he's also friends with Forrest End. He's also friends with PBD.
Yep.
He's connected. Even Barstool connected with all of them. And that's it. That's his good friend. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
But
we're going to see. Yeah, the podcast is on Friday, so we're going to have a lot to go off. That's what everybody's going to talk about. So, bro, it might break the internet. I'm serious. This Friday,
he's back
Joe
on
Rogan's
YouTube
podcast
now. He's back on YouTube.
Yeah.
He got his bag from Spotify. What these people do, they get their bag, they're exclusive, and Spotify maybe doesn't give them another bag, or maybe makes it smaller and says you could be on other platforms. And so he's back.
Yeah, it's going on Friday, Kev. So we're going to see it. It's going to be amazing. All right, we'll see. All right, I'll